Football season is over, and on behalf of everyone at WagerTalk, we want to say thank you for the continued trust you put in our team of handicappers. Our ongoing success relies on the loyalty and support of customers like you. As a way to say thanks, from February 8th through the 14th, we're running a Customer Appreciation Week, and all daily pick packages at WagerTalk.com will be discounted to $9. And yes, of course, that includes any 5% best bets, normally priced at $40. Once again, thank you for your business and trust in the WagerTalk family.
All right, guys, here we go. It is a Friday now, February the 5th. Welcome in. It's another edition of the NBA Tip-Off Show. It is powered by WagerTalk.com. I'm Joe Ranieri, and a great slate of games here in the association tonight. We're going to cover 4 for you, and it's going to start at the top there. New Orleans heading to Indiana, taking on the Pacers. We're going to talk a little Detroit Pistons, Phoenix Suns. Celtics taking on the Clippers. And wouldn't be a NBA tip-off show without talking about the Nets, who have a very interesting total happening here tonight, so against the Raptors. So we'll cover all of that for you. Plus, we'll have some best bets. Let's introduce the fellas, if we could. The panel here today. Woo, look at this crew right now. I do want to say, as a side note, Steve Merrill on this Friday edition has promised to keep his seated and keep his pants on, which is always good. So, Ski, welcome in, my man. Congratulations last night. You on the show yesterday. You were all over Houston, and boom, Houston taking down Memphis. You didn't like Memphis at all getting points, laying points at home last night. Proved to be a winner, so congratulations. What do you got up tonight for us here at Wager Talk?
I'm taking it a little slow. That was a nice winner there, but I didn't have a good day yesterday. And I do have to issue Teddy an apology because I was ripping him apart and the Lakers under cash. So nice one on that, Teddy. And we'll just look to cash. I have some plays up in like an hour or so. I'm just taking it a little slower today, waiting for some injury news.
Okay, rule of thumb on the show. If the person we rip isn't on the following show, it's all fair game. We don't even need to bring it up. Nothing needs to go on the record. You're good to go. Rip his ass. No problem. Look at Kevin Dolan on his way back here. Kevin. Last time we spoke, you had no idea why you were invited back. How have things been since then?
I have to say, Joe, there's been a big improvement since the last time I was on the show. We're 7-1, mini 7-1 run now, coming off that big 5% winner on the Clippers on Wednesday too, which I was excited about. So, we got a small, not a particularly strong card like tonight, but we got a parlay up as well in the NBA tonight, so looking forward to that.
All right, man. And of course, he's usually in the middle, but he was late, so now he's on the end. Stevie Merrill, 2 R's, 1 L, joining us here. Stevie, has it been, my man? You've been killing it all year in the association, as well as, of course, college hoops. So how's it been going since last we spoke?
Yep, 5-2 overall this week in college and pro combined. So it's been a good week in basketball. And I do have 3 NBA best bets tonight on Friday. I love this card. I think it's probably the biggest NBA card I've had all season. And all 3 best bets for Friday night are available right now at WagerTalk.com. And then, of course, a huge football weekend coming up with the Super Bowl as well.
All right, I love it, man. It is a great card here tonight. I do want to remind you guys, this would be the time for you to head over to WagerTalk.com. There is a few things going on this weekend in the world of sports, and no better time for you guys to take advantage of a 3-day all-access pass. Get tonight's, get tomorrow, and, of course, get Sunday's. Every play from these gentlemen, 3-day all-access pass is available right now at WagerTalk.com. Do not miss a play this weekend. Let's start to the contrarian game and play of the day. So last night we were dead in the water. Because just before tip-off, we learned Trae Young wasn't playing with Atlanta, so he was going to sit down at home after a late questionable call there on the injury report. So we were kind of dead in the water before then. But we're back at it here today. And the game, guys, on the board here today that has been going crazy, and all the money and all the tickets pouring in on the New Orleans Pelicans here, guys. The New Orleans Pelicans on the road against Indiana. Indiana opened up 3.5. I'm seeing 1 now. So somebody loves the Pelicans here somewhere around the world. So let me start with you, Ski. A, do you agree with the move? And B, Would you be, is it Pacers or not for you? Are you going contrarian this, or is your money going where the market's going?
I had to do a double take. I had to look at the injury report and just check if anybody's out, because I don't really understand why it's moving that way either. Pelicans 2-5 as an away dog. Pacers, I mean, I think they're a better team than New Orleans. So the line I have for the game was 3, and I'll rock with that. I know the Pelicans have been playing a little better lately, but I still think I would take the Pacers here.
Yeah, I did. The move is a little strange there. Home team going against them there. Talk to me here, Kevin. I don't know, man. I don't understand the move, but would you back the market here, or are you going to go the other way and with the home team?
Yeah, I don't agree with the market move here at all. My numbers of Indiana 5.5 favored here, so I have it a lot closer to where the original number was than where it is now. We know Indiana come off 3 losses over the last 4 starts, but those were against quality opponents, so I haven't made any over adjustments to my power rankings, especially coming off Milwaukee, Philadelphia on recent form. And New Orleans, it's one of those highest game scenarios where they probably had their best game of the season in Wednesday's win over the Suns, but I don't think they can replicate that performance here again tonight. Zion made 12 of 14 shots in that game. Their effective field goal percentage was 6% higher, also than their season average. Their 3-point percentage is up 7.9% as well. And on the defensive end, they jumped from 23rd in the league to 12th on overall defensive efficiency. So not sustainable in my eyes. Give me the Pacers -1 tonight.
Yeah, I mean, look, they're trying to get wasn't exactly a great last game for them, Steve, that being the Pacers here. But Miles Turner looks to be active, ready to rock and roll. We don't get it, man. But where do you lie with this game? You going with the home team, contrarian, or are you going to go with the market and back the dog here?
Yeah, normally when we all kind of say the same thing, where we don't agree with the line move, we don't understand this, that concerns me. But the fact that this is a contrarian play, I have no problem backing Indiana. I like the fact that it looks like maybe some of the general public is on the other side. As you know, Joe, it's an angle I use in the NFL. It's worked very well this season with those weekly videos. And it works as well in the NBA because it is somewhat of a public sport as well, with the public involved in these games. And I pointed out when I was on the show Wednesday, when Indiana last played, that was a bad matchup against Milwaukee, because Indiana's big weakness this year has been probably the worst 3-point shooting defense in the league. For most of the year, they've given up over 40%. Now it's like 39.5%. Milwaukee was one of the best outside shooting teams in the league. Well, guess what? New Orleans is one of the worst shooting teams in the league from the outside. And they've shot 34.5%, which is respectable, but their opponents have allowed 37 on average. So they've shot bad against bad 3-point shooting defenses. They shoot less than 72% from the free throw line. Pacers shoot 77%. So I think it's a good matchup for Indiana. And I like the fact they were blown out by Milwaukee. That 20-point loss, I think, will have them more focused here. And keep in mind, guys, this is a standalone road game, and stuck in between 7 home games, 5 and then 2 more to come for New Orleans. I think that's a real bad scheduling setup in general.
Yeah, I agree. So, yeah, contrarian is the way to go here. Go against the market, guys. We all agree Pacers are the way to do it. 15-5, I believe, on the season here with the contrarian play of the day. We'll see if we can't go ahead and make it win number 16. Let's take a look at our first featured game of the night here, guys. And there are some interesting games on the card. But I got to tell you, I'm looking at this Detroit Suns game. Another very interesting market move, to say the least here, guys. This game opened up by a whole bunch, 9.5 with the Phoenix Suns at home taking on the Pistons. I'm seeing 7 and 7.5 now with the total hovering right around that 214.5 mark. So let me start with you, Kev, here. There's not a whole lot of Suns love. I don't know what the latest is on Booker with them or not, but they're home. A lot of people backing, it looks like, the Pistons in this one. How do you approach it?
If I was playing this game, I'd lean to the Suns here minus the points, but I do think the better play is the under in this one. Phoenix got shredded on the defensive end on Wednesday night against the Pelicans, who we just talked about. They ranked second last in the league in overall defensive efficiency in that game. So you would expect a response from them here tonight, especially on that defensive end. So I have to try rated the 3rd worst team in the league on my power rankings. And a lot of that deficiency is on the offensive end for the Pistons. They registered the 2nd lowest shooting percentage in the league. They're 5th worst from outside the arc as well on the road this season. So, I think Phoenix shut them down here tonight. The Suns ranked 7th in the league in overall defensive efficiency. So it was definitely like an aberration what happened against, to the Pelicans against them on Wednesday night. So lean to the Suns, but the bigger lean to the under here.
Well, going to the under there, not a bad way to look. The market seems to agree with that, Steve. But you know what? Derrick Rose is playing, so I don't know. Maybe that's doing. I'm only kidding. Talk to me here. Booker doesn't look to be on the injury report either, so he looks like he's active. What are we missing here? Do you agree with the move, or are you looking more total angle?
Yeah, I don't agree with the move. I'd be on Phoenix here if I was playing the side. I see Booker as active with the hamstring injury, so I expect him to be in there. Maybe not 100%, but I think he'll be good to go. Hard to trust Detroit, as Kevin said. Definitely one of the worst teams in the league. And I've always said, defensive lapses like Phoenix had in that last game can happen. And as Kevin said, you can tighten it up and play hard-nosed defense. A lot of that has to do with desire and intensity. You can't all of a sudden become a good shooting team. I referenced New Orleans being a bad shooting team. So is Detroit. Look at their last 2 games. They've shot 38 and 42%, and they've lost those games both by double digits on the road. Yes, they've had a couple days off, but do you think they've all of a sudden fixed those problems having to travel to a third city this week? I don't think so. I think it's a good focus spot for Phoenix, and I have no problem playing against the Pistons when a decent team like Phoenix is in the focus spot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, Ski. When you look at this game here tonight, some early money seems to be coming more often here. You're talking about a 2-point swing, 2.5-point swing in some places. Do you trust Detroit like that enough to be able to back him in this spot?
Not really. They're 3-5 as a road dog. Phoenix 4-2 as a home favorite. I think I agree. If I had to play the side, I would lean more towards Phoenix. And it's not anything I'm strong about. I'll lean more with Kevin. I think that we'll get defensive effort, and it'll be more of an under type game. Neither team is playing at a fast pace. Both teams, especially the Suns, have been playing great defense, except for maybe the one game. And I just think we can trust both defenses here, and we can expect a slow paced game, and we can get under that 214. So I like that the most in this game.
And if you're looking at the total,
I would go for probably Jeremy Grant.
Oh, okay. Very good. Like that also, guys. Phoenix Suns, that's 9 p.m. Eastern time tonight. That tip-off there. Everyone seems to think the under is the way to go here. How about this next game? Another one the market just seemed to explode with here throughout the day, and that being the Celtics taking on the Clippers. This opened up somewhere around that 5 mark, but I'm seeing 6.5 now. So a lot of money and time and tickets coming in towards the Clippers on this one, Stevie Merrill. Total 221. I'm seeing 220 right now. So what say you, man? I mean, do you agree with all the Clipper love right now?
No, but the Clippers have been a really interesting team. I've talked about it a few times. Their lines have spread more high-low, more movement in their games other than maybe the Lakers, because they have key guys that you always have to worry about sitting, not sitting. Obviously against a focused team here like Boston or one of the better Eastern teams, I think they'll bring it tonight. But the line does look a little inflated for me. When I was on Wednesday's show, I used the Knicks as my best bet with the global spherical object known as the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, and the Knicks cashed and won outright. But the game I almost used, Joe, was actually the Kings on Wednesday as my free play, because I thought it was a bad scheduling spot here for the Celtics on Wednesday night. They lost that game by only 5. I give them a pass. I put an asterisk next to that one. I don't think it was a good spot for them. I think this is a better spot tonight. I look for Boston to bring their A game. And for that reason, I disagree with the line going higher.
Ski, I'm looking. Kemba Walker appears to be active. Jaylen Brown questionable, but he's always questionable at this point. Bounce back situation here for the Celtics after that dud that they laid against Sacramento, or how are you approaching this game?
Yeah, that's the way I'm looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my bad. I was just making sure because it wasn't.
No,
on me,
it was you, Ski. That's good. I got you. That's all right. It's the camera people that we've got issues with. But you got it, man. Go ahead.
No, I like Boston as long as Jaylen Brown is playing. He's game time decision, but I do expect a bounce back. And on the other side, it's supposed to be a flat spot for the Clippers, especially teams that come off 5 games or more of a road trip, 13-22 against the spread, 13-23 straight up. So I think it's a spot where Boston can win the game, but I only think that way if Jaylen Brown is in. So that's what I think about this one.
Yeah, I think Pritchard is also listed as questionable. They were a little short in that Sacramento game too. They didn't have a lot of people to be able to put into that game, Kev. So it does look like they're going to get at least Kemba Walker, Brown, Pritchard, maybe. I don't know. How do you approach this game? A lot of love for the home team Clippers in the market.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different day, isn't it? I love the Clippers on Wednesday, but not so much tonight. I agree with the guys. My numbers have this 2.5, so
Wow.
I'm catching an extra 4 points of value here. So, yeah, I like Boston. Boston kind of get up for these star-studded Western opponents, and especially with the Clippers coming off that road trip as well, where they did pretty well. I think Boston can catch them here tonight.
Yeah, it's the total hovering right around that 220 mark, too, here as well. Definitely going to see no Patrick Beverley, if I'm not, but you guys still out, right? Still, he's not returning anytime soon. So he's a big key to that defensive effort there. So we'll let you know if anything changes there. We do have, of course, an overtime game here with the total we're going to talk about in a minute. But once again, I just want to remind you guys real quick, Kevin Dolan, Ski Profit, Steve Merrill, WagerTalk.com. Guys, this is a monster weekend. College hoops, NBA, obviously. You've got, of course, the big game in Tampa. You've got Euro hoops going on. Ski's been crushing it. I mean, soccer with Kev. You've got all sorts of opportunities to make it one hell of a profitable weekend, and you can do so with a 3-day all-access pass. Never miss a play that these guys select and put out. All yours right now at WagerTalk.com. Go get yourself, lock in a 3-day all-access pass, and get everything. Come back and join us on Monday, and we'll start the whole week over again. Let's go to overtime here, guys. Take a look at this one. Interesting. It started in the 240s, as a matter of fact, this game. 243 it started, which is kind of crazy. I think that's right up there as one of the highest totals that we have seen to open up. It's been bet down to 239.5 in a lot of places, 239s in some, but it looks like it might be going back up, a little market buyback here at some point. So, Ski, let me start with you, man. It's the damn Brooklyn Nets and the Toronto Raptors, and it started high, came down a little. Looks like it's on its way back up. How do you approach this game? Is it over or not for you?
And I'm very sorry, but where's it at currently?
239.5.
Yeah. You know what? I was thinking about this for a little bit this morning, but they play again tomorrow. They play the Sixers.
Yep.
And initially I'm thinking they wouldn't probably get up more for that game. That should be a bigger game for them. But I don't know why. That game is not on national television. And the game tonight is on ESPN. So maybe this is the game they get up for. Just because it's on national television. And I was also, I'll mention this just really quick. I heard it was more so from the Lakers side, but I think it applies to all the teams in the league. They said that just the way that this season is set up, teams don't get a lot of time to practice. And teams like the Nets who are new, sometimes they treat certain games like scrimmages or practices. And I think this could maybe be one of them too. I thought it could be, but that would probably be next game. So that's just a note. I like if I have to play this one, I would go over just because I think everybody plays.
All right, looks to be heading back up that way. And I get it, Kev. You got a team averaging 122 points a game, right? Best in the NBA. But they allow 117. So they definitely want to outscore you. They don't want to have to play any defense. So I get it. But do you agree with it? I mean, over 240, is that something you would look at in this game?
It is a difficult number just for the fact, like, I'm kind of intrigued in how the Nets approach this one, because even though we're talking, 6-7 months ago, but they did get swept, obviously, by Toronto to put them out, and some embarrassing losses there. And look, I know it's a completely different Brooklyn team, obviously, especially on the personnel. Those type of losses usually hang over the organization. So I'm intrigued in how much they've circled this game as a potential step out. And but if anything, it's got to be a lane to the under for me in this one. This line sunk by about 3.5 points, so I'm not going to get involved now. But Brooklyn's defensive efficiency numbers, they've been a lot better at home this season than overall. And Toronto's pace has dipped over the last 3 starts as well. So if I'm going to play this game, it would be under.
Under, okay. And Steve, how are you looking at Toronto 4-1 to the over, obviously, in their last 5? We don't need to tell you about the Nets. So the number right around that 240, you expect this to be 240s, 250s, or is the under the way you'd look?
I definitely would not look at the under. It's over or pass for me until I see otherwise with the Nets. And it's even that case with Toronto, as you said, Joe. They're 4-1 to the over their last 5. And, Toronto got off to the worst start as far as expectations of any team in the league other than maybe Miami this year. Look what the Raptors did. Their first 18 games, they shot 42% or worse in 10 of those 18 games. The last 3 games now, in which they've gone over 3 straight, 49, 46, 48% shooting. As Ski said, limited practices, less than ever. And as I said with that Detroit game earlier, I don't think teams are going to fix bad offense. I don't think they're going to lose hot offense. So Toronto's playing very good, the best of the season offensively. And now they're taking on a Nets team that has gone over, as you said, 16 of their last 17. But let's keep in mind, the only game that went under was the back-to-back Miami game. The first game soared over with 252 points. 2 days later was the only under during this 17-game span. So I almost put an asterisk next to that because it was a quick head-to-head revenge situation. So otherwise, they've gone over all 16 games over the last couple of weeks. And look at the totals the last few games. 244, they put up 295 points. 241.5 the other night, they put up 244. So even the opener wasn't too high, and it's come down to the 230 range. The reason the overstreak's going to stop is because when it gets priced out, but that hasn't happened yet. And I don't see their team really changing the way they play here. Toronto's playing good offensively, so it's over or pass for me until I see otherwise.
All right, there. Looks like it's on its way back up as we speak, so we'll see where that number lands before tip-off. That one in Brooklyn, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time tip-off for that. If you love offense, that's probably the game to check out. All right, guys, you know what time it is? That's right. It's buzzer beater time. It is time to throw 60 seconds on the clock. Give us your best bet. Now, a reminder, if you're just joining us, we give them 60 seconds to do whatever they want. They can promote, they can hang out, they can dribble around, they can do whatever they want as long as they end it with a best bet and tell us why they've got a best bet going that direction. If they go over to 60 seconds, we will buzz their ass and shut them down. It's as simple as that. So, Ski, we got to work on that wrist from yesterday, man. All right, I don't know what that was you chucked up there, but it was not good. So go ahead, my man. 60 seconds on the clock. We'll start with you. Talk to us, man. What's your buzzer beater play tonight?
You know, when you're a shooter, sometimes you can have some of those still go in like that. But I did want to mention that, I mean, I heard Steve talk about the number in the Brooklyn game. I had a stat just between 238.5 and 241.5 for Brooklyn. The over is 4-0. So the number doesn't really scare me in that one. My best bet, and I also say I didn't bet it yet, but I'm going to. And it's going to be Utah and Charlotte.
Ooh.
And I like the total on this one. Utah, they'll play at the slow pace. Charlotte is playing at a slow pace as well. Charlotte has went under 7 of their 11 home games. And Utah on this back-to-back, they went under all 3 of their games on no rest. The number I have for this game is 219.5. And I just like Utah defensively. I think Charlotte, I mean, both teams are playing solid offensively, but the pace is way too slow for this number. So under for me.
Oh, finish it. Oh, very nice. Got it off in time, though. That was excellent. Very impressive. Not so much we're going to get from Kevin Dolan. We're going to figure this out here, though. Kev, don't forget, it's the follow-through, brother. It's all in the follow-through. Merrill will show you that. But come on, Kev, 60 seconds on the clock, man. Buzzer beater. Tell us, what's your best bet tonight? Where you going?
Yeah, I like Miami minus 6.5. I expect the Heat to bounce back. My number has this 8.5. So, you know, look, Miami was cruising in that game for large stretches on Wednesday. They're up by 13, led by 10 at the break. It's just second half performance, but I don't expect to see a repeat of that here tonight. We know Russell Westbrook's returning for the Wizards, come off 2 impressive wins over Brooklyn, Miami. But even so, I have this Wizards team ranked second last, even worse than Detroit in my NBA power rankings. So, well, I have Miami top half, albeit barely. So, to me, there's a huge gulf between where these two sides are at right now. I expect that to play out here on Friday. I like Miami minus 6.5. Got tons of time left. So, what I'm going to do is, don't forget about rugby. Six Nations Championship kicks off tomorrow. Huge 6-week-long tournament. So, excited for that 14-4 in rugby selections at WagerTalk. So,
don't forget
still
the book.
10 seconds
Don't
left.
forget the book.
Do you want to see my
book.
pants?
Your book. Show your book. You got a book.
I can't.
Where's your
book?
book?
Jesus, I can't find
Where's your book?
book?
The man, that's good enough, man. I don't even know what the hell his best bet is now at this point. Great job, though, Kev. Again, 60 seconds is all yours. Now hold on to your hat, because I'm not sure what we're going to get here from Stevie Merrill, because I can tell you Mr. 2 R's and 1 L likes to dribble around a lot before he actually gets in anything. So, go ahead, Steve, 60 seconds. As long as your ass sits down, doesn't get up, I think we're going to be okay, brother. Go. What's your best bet?
Well, first of all, I never promised that I wasn't going to stand up, but since that's the new rule, I'll stay seated. And I do have green shorts. Actually, the hell with this. I got green shorts under here. Kevin Dolan, see, look, green shorts and green pants here.
Buzz his ass!
Double the Irish love because it's Casual Friday, Joe, so you got to have shorts on. And also, by the way, that was a real Canadian football in the TikTok video right here, JB5 for all our Canadian fans. Don't forget, Super Bowl Sunday, I'll have a lot of props and videos. Right at the 30-second mark, I like to start, and I'm a bit befuddled here because Ski went the opposite way on my best bet. I'm not sure this has happened all season, but I like the over in the Utah Jazz game and the Charlotte Hornets. It is a concern that Utah's played a lot of road games here. I agree with Ski there, but this is an overplay really with Charlotte for me. They've gone over 8 of their last 10 now. Playing no defense, fast-paced, 229, 250, 240 the last 3 overs. I like the over last night of Utah-Atlanta. Trae Young was out, as you guys mentioned. That kind of screwed everything up. But I like over 223, and it looks like Ski's at the aquarium today.
You hear that? What is that? Is that room service? Room service! I love it. Ski, don't let him screw you like that, Ski. So wait a minute. Let's recap these best bets here because there was a whole lot in between. I don't even remember. You've got Jazz Hornets under 223 with Ski, which is in direct contrast to where Merrill's going. He's going over 223. So Kevin Dolan said, "The hell with the both of yous. I'm going to a different game. I'm taking the Heat. I'll lay to 6.5. I do not care." But Kev, you are not Switzerland, my friend. So if you had to lean and break that tie there of this Jazz Hornets, over or under the 223?
I have no opinion on the game. I have no opinion on the total, so I am Switzerland today.
Oh, you know what? There is absolutely no room for Switzerland ever. I'm just buzzing you straight up for that. Maybe you'll come back next week. Actually, we're looking forward to having you back next week. No.
You wanted to put me in the middle, so I'll make it a middle for you. The sharp books have 224. Most other books have 223. So we'll go over 223, give Ski under 224, which is available out there. Let's both cash.
All right, I'm going with the Rockets. That's good enough. I'm going to go Tony Finn. Give me the Rockets. You guys have a great night. Of course, make it a profitable one. Make sure you hit that bell in the upper right-hand corner, guys. Make sure you subscribe, get notified every time we do one of these crazy-ass shows. More importantly, make sure you head over to WagerTalk.com. Grab that 3-day all-access pass. It's the best investment you will make all weekend long. Tonight, tomorrow, Sunday, every play from these guys right now, all yours. 3/7 30-day all-access pass is available at WagerTalk.com. So, guys, appreciate it. Ski, Kevin Dolan, who does have a book. He just didn't bring it with him. And Steve Merrill apparently has an entire closet full of green shorts. Who knew? Thank you guys very much. Make it a profitable weekend. Come back and join us. Best of luck with your plays. We'll talk to you again on Monday.
Each and every Monday is $9 Monday at